Okay. Hit 'Em Up came out afterwards.
Okay, but
Pac got shot. Listen, I know the story better than anyone. Pac got shot at the same time he had that rape case.
Okay,
going.
when did
he went to jail after because of the rape case?
Bomb first.
He was in jail.
So he was dead after Machiavelli?
He was dead when Machiavelli came out. Just like Biggie was dead when Life After Death came out.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
But still.
See? Could have got you for 1,000.
So now let me look this. You mean to tell me there was no record dissing Biggie?
No.
Before Who Shot You?
No, they were friends. That's the whole point. They were friends, and then when he was in jail, Who Shot You came out. So Pac may have taken that as a diss song. And then, then he signed a death row while still in jail. And then he got out.
Something ain't
right.
Then
he got out, and that's when Hit 'Em Up came out.
But he got shot before Who Shot You came out.
Of course.
Well, there you go. It's a diss record.
But it wasn't a response to Tupac.
It was a response.
No. Response to what? It wasn't a response to a Tupac record.
Tupac had to have a record before
no,
Biggie.
No, you're not gonna argue with me on
it's
some Tupac
something he
shit.
dissed him on. I'm
you
trying
don't
to
know more
remember.
about Tupac than I've done more Tupac related interviews than anyone
Tupac had
on
to diss him on something.
The dissing started after Pac got out. He joined Death Row and he started dissing.
And he was dissing him in interviews, shit like that.
Afterwards, after he got out, you gotta understand that the Tupac timeline isn't that long. You know what I'm saying? It's like he got super hot, he got shot, went to prison, got out. 11 months later, he was dead. It all happened very quickly. It seemed like a lot because there's so much mushed in there, but I'm saying like it happened very quickly. Yeah,
right.
$1,000.
You saved me 1,000.
I saved you 1,000.
But Who Shot You? I think in the hip hop world, people will look at that as a diss record to me.
I think it could be interpreted as a diss record, but it was recorded before Pac even got shot. So now was it very poor timing?
It came out after he got shot.
I know it was very poor timing, and I think Puff fucked up.
Even in the movie, Enough of them was saying, "You think we should play this?" Because Tupac was talking shit, and they dropped Who Shot You in the movie. But what I'm saying is,
but that's not based on reality.
I remember the East Coast, West Coast shit. I remember Pac got shot. And I remember being in the car, and they said, we playing this new Biggie, and they was like, yo, it's exclusive, and it's Who Shot You, nigga. And I remember when that beat came on. That's one of the best beats ever created.
Yeah, no, it was an incredible song.
I don't know who
I mean, I bumped it. And listen, people on the West Coast, I was hanging out with dudes that were like, yo, he dissed Pac in that record. Fuck Biggie. Yeah. And I get it, but technically, I wouldn't consider that a diss record.
Who Shot You? Yes, it was.
Okay. Agree to disagree.
It was a diss record.
Well, I mean, as
who else was he talking about? Turn the weed to the officer. Beat hard to beat Brooklyn streets. Come on, nigga. Fuck all this bickering beef.
I can see sweat trickling down your cheek.
Your heartbeat stop.
Sasquatch feet rumbling, shaking the concrete. Yeah, no, it's a hell of a song. It was a hell of a song.
Heard man shut. Saw me in the chop. 3 1/4. Slaughter. Come on, bro. It's going in on Pac on that one.
As someone that was knee deep in some of the most serious beefs in hip hop. When you look at NBA Youngboy and Lil Durk, and you look at all the violence that have surrounded that situation, and it still hasn't been resolved. They're still taking shots at each other, and they're still talking shit and everything else like that. If you could sit both of them down and give them some advice as an OG, who's been through it, who's lost people, people are dead around G-Unit beefs. People have been to prison. People have gotten beat up, stabbed, shot, whatever else. Your house, your mom's house got shot up. All of this intermixes with music beef. If you could sit down Youngboy and Durk, what would you tell them?
I would tell them to just relax because the Fed's watching. So, the fans, they'd be like, yo, go slide for this, slide for that. And, you can't get in the mix of that shit because the feds are, sometimes the feds are on these lives. The police are on these lives. They watch, and that's the biggest game, is the feds. You know what I mean? So it's like, yo, I would just tell them, get your money because for me, I would say to them that nothing is exempt. Nobody's exempt. You know what I'm saying? Nobody's exempt. And they don't care how much money you got. Like you say it all the time, R. Kelly got, I believe you could fly, he in jail for 80 years. You would never think a motherfucker that Grammy Award winner, you know what I'm saying? 80 years. So I look at him as an example. How much time R. Kelly got?
I believe it's
I was
life
talking about that
at
on
this
Tyson
point.
Show.
I mean, it pretty much seems like natural
It's
life
like
right
every state he go to, he's getting 40 years.
Yeah.
40 years. New York want to give him 40. They want to give him 40. Just imagine you being a Grammy Award winner to that. I don't think that's what God had planned out for us.
now. You want to hear something real quick?
What?
Talking about R. Kelly?
This call is now being recorded.
Okay, so I'm recording this phone call right now. Who do I have on the phone right now? This is me, R. Kelly. I hope you recognize my voice. Absolutely.
You got the R. Kelly interview?
I got one, but I'm not putting it out.
What was he talking about?
I
Let
mean,
me hear some of it. Let me hear some of it. Is this before the trial or?
yeah, this was maybe about a month ago. Well, this was after the trial. He'd already been found guilty.
Let me hear some of it. What is he saying?
I'll play it for you offline. But
Why you gonna
basically,
play it now? I want to hear what
well,
R.
no,
Kelly
I'm not.
was saying.
But the whole point, I'm not putting it out. Basically, one of his people set up the interview, and I really wanted the interview to sort of focus on his story and everything else like that, his music, and maybe touch on some of the stuff. But basically, the whole time he was basically laying out a conspiracy of why he's in jail and how certain people turned against him and how he's blaming certain public figures and certain like people in the system. And I'm just like, I'm just not, this is not the type of interview I want to put out. You know what I'm saying? It's just not,
Yeah.
it's not my job to try to get R. Kelly out of prison because ultimately I feel R. Kelly did it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
100%.
Now, did he do everything that he was charged for? Probably not. Were the parents very guilty as well? Yes. But I've seen the tape that was circulating back in the day. And you know what I'm saying? I think enough stories match up where I think he really was, sleeping with little kids. And I don't want to be the one responsible for trying to get him out on
You
that.
know what's the sad thing about that is like, it got to be like some kind of disease or mental illness because like you got all the money in the world. You can have any woman you want in the world.
You're a pedophile. You don't want every
You're a
woman in the world.
pedophile.
You want underage kids. That's what you want.
And
It has nothing to do with money.
And in the hood, what's two things you could be? The worst thing is a pedophile and a rat.
Mhm.
That's just how it is.
Yeah.
Touch kids, you're weird, and we got daughters. We got daughters out here. We got sisters. We got mothers.
Yeah.
Just it's a sad thing that, they say people need help. When they get touched, they need help. And I understand that. But when you go do it out to somebody else's kid, it doesn't make you a better person. And
Yeah, no, it was fucked up. And I blame the parents a lot because a lot of parents look at their kids as a way of getting out of their financial situation.
And I know it wasn't like they meant for it to happen, but it's the Pied Piper,
Yeah.
This dude's talking some freaky stuff in this song. So it's
Yeah.
like, yo, all right, cool. You could go to the studio, but if your daughter's 16, you should be in the studio with her. And
You should be there 24
Yeah.
hours.
It's a sick-
Whatever
it's a sickness.
you're with, I'm the guardian. Whenever she's with you, I will be there as well. and
Sometimes
if you're
they-
serious about doing music, you
Is
wouldn't
it
care
true-
about
Is
that.
it true the richer you get, the weirder you get sometimes with some guy?
You know some rich people. You tell me.
I don't know.
We both know rich people.
Yeah, super
You
weird,
probably know
man.
richer people than I do.
I know a lot of rich people. They
Yeah.
ain't weird like R. Kelly though, bro.
Yeah,
They-
no,
they-
that was probably happening early on.
Right.
Like, the Aaliyah shit happened relatively early in his career. You know what I mean? So it's like the story was that he got her pregnant, which is why there's a marriage certificate. He was trying to marry her to try to avoid the statutory rape situation.
No, you see the difference. This is what you gotta understand. In the hood, where I'm from, there was mad R. Kellys in the hood, right? There was dudes that'll be 40, messing with a girl that I'm in high school with at the time, probably she's 16,
Mhm.
10th grade. So there's R. Kellys in the hood, bro.
Yeah.
There's mad R. Kellys in the projects in the hood. The whole difference between him is he was famous.
Mega famous. Mega
so,
famous.
So from the beginning of the time, from being on the block, you'd be like, a girl you be in school with, and she got a dude coming to pick up in the car. He might be 30, 40. You know what I mean? It's the same thing. He messing with an underage girl. You've seen it in the hood. The difference is he was famous. He had a winning awards, and girls are pissing in buckets and all kinds of graphic stuff that you gotta kind of be sick to even think like that.
No, listen, I feel you. I mean, look, we had
For a lot of other girls use the bathroom is sickening, bro. It's like
Look,
ridiculous.
we had, you mentioned her in our last interview, and I actually interviewed her. It was a Scarlett, right? I just had her
Fuck
do an
out
interview
New York.
recently.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I mean, do you know her backstory?
Mm-mm.
It's horrible. Her mom died. She got into she got hit by a car or something like that. So her mom died. So her aunt basically had her live with her, and she would describe how basically her aunt's boyfriend would drug her and rape her over and over again, and her aunt knew about it.
My aunt's boyfriend would like molest me. Drug me. Take advantage of me. And she would just watch it happen.
When you say drug you, what does that mean exactly?
Drug my food, my drink.
As a kid, as like a 15-year-old, a grown man would just rape her over and over again. It was just.
God bless Scarlett. I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
She never I met her. I actually had her. She had a $1 million dinner with 50. I let her sit down with 50. She can show you. Scarlett, you owe me $1 million. She had a meeting with 50 because I set up, because I kind of, I love the New York artists. I always try to help New York artists as much as I can. It's where we from, and we got to support where we from too. You know what I'm saying? That's why I love the New York artists. Or shout to Scarlett. I know she got a new deal and stuff.
Yeah, she assigned to Epic under
that's terrible.
Swizz Beatz was working with her.
shout
And
to
you know
Swizz.
something though, I think everyone, the one, well, a few clips have gone viral from that interview, but the one clip that really I keep seeing all over the place, and please, every artist, like please just do some homework before you get into the music industry. Because I was explaining to her how a record deal
I think
is
I
just
did
a
see.
loan.
I
See what
did
I'm
see.
talking about?
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
just a business loan. I see
So
that.
it's going everywhere.
That was some
and she
good.
was like, really?
That was some good information that
Yeah.
you was giving her, because but it's the music business, and
Yeah.
what I learned from being around 50, like earlier Columbia days, is him going to the office every day, and this is before he got shot and Get Rich or Die Trying. We'll go to Columbia every other day, and he'll get the information from whoever's there. If somebody works for Tommy Mottola, this guy works in A&R department. You get the information on your own. The information is never all you artists, the information is never gonna be given to you. It's the music business.
Mm-hmm.
It's the business up for fucking you. So it's like it's like you gotta get the information on your own and privy to it.
Yeah, I mean, she never realized that if you get $1 million deal, that doesn't mean $1 million in your pocket
course.
clean. It means they're loaning you
Right.
$1
No,
million.
I seen what you explained to her,
And she was like, you could tell the light bulb was going off in her
she
head. Like,
obviously-
Yeah.
it's really kind of like a bank. Like, okay, we're going to give you this $1 million, we're going to give you this budget and blah, 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 but you got to earn it all back until you see any profit after that, which is the whole point. You don't want that $1 million to be the last amount
So
of money
wait,
ever
you
see.
don't keep the money they give you?
Not exactly. Not exactly. They'll give you, if they say it's $1 million deal, they'll say, okay, you get a certain amount of money up front, but then we're going to budget $1 million for your project, meaning that 200,000 might come from, your promo tour. Like the label's going to have to pay for all that.
She obviously
She didn't
have
know.
the information. That should have been information her management give her, or whoever's handling her
Her
business.
manager's probably mad at me at this
Yeah,
point.
it's probably manager because the music business is like, if you don't know, nobody's gonna tell you about your publishing and everything else. You
Exactly.
have to learn that on your own. And a lot of people get ripped off.
Mhm.
I always respect 50 because our deals was 2 albums deals, and the whole thing with Interscope is we came in a funny time. Like people be like, yo, how'd they get dropped from Interscope? We came in a funny time where Interscope didn't want to pay us as much money as 50 was going to get us. He was about to get us like $10 million between me, Banks, and Buck. But with all the 360 deals and stuff like that, and you got Soulja Boy and all the new guys coming, they're like, why are we going to give them 7, 8 million, 10 million when we can get somebody new and get the 360 deals? Because you got to remember, by the time the second album came, 360 deal was there. Remember Soulja, he had Yums, all Interscope, he had the clothing deal, he had the
Ringtones,
deal, yeah.
everything. Yeah, no, I remember.
I think after the vitamin water deal, after 50 did the vitamin water deal and all the money was to himself, I think that's when in the school, it was around the time around the 360s, around that second album.
They were like, okay, we needed to get a piece of that.
Because
so
it was time
let's
for me.
start
Because people
restructure,
like, people like, yo, why you ain't drop a second album? I got events, a good events for the second album.
Mm-hmm.
But we were supposed to have a big G-Unit deal for at least 8 million, 10 million. And it didn't happen because they wanted, I think it was supposed to be 360.
They want to restructure.
Where they get the merch and the shows. And because 360 came later on.
Yeah, although from what I understand, and I have friends who are high-end managers, even though the 360 deals say that they get a piece of the shows, no one really gets, the labels really don't get show money like that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they just can't collect it. They wouldn't know how. But essentially, they make up for it by taking most of the record sales money.
I think it.
You know what
I
I
mean, I think it when it came in the scope, I think it was all of the success of G-Unit, because G-Unit clothing, we had the video games, 50 had Vitamin Water, and I think that's what propelled them for 360 deals. Because remember, prior to that, we didn't even know what a 360 deal was.
Speaking of video games, did you hear that? This is a rumor that Grand Theft Auto 6 might be able to allow people to transfer the money they make in the game into real money.
Oh, that'd be great.
Imagine just going out